You have seen the rise of Putin very closely. Tell me about Putin. Tell me about what's your view on him. Not how the world sees it. Like, what's his demeanor? What's his agenda? What is he like psychologically?
I think, and I'm going to sound like a one-trick pony here to come back, is that you have to understand the Russian intelligence services to understand Vladimir Putin. So in Russia, when the Bolsheviks took over in 1917, they created this new security service, and it was called the Cheka. And it was, again, they even said, the head of the Cheka, the new guy, Felix Dzerzhinsky, said, we are a terrorist organization. They're going to destroy any potential opposition to the Bolsheviks. So from the beginning, that was their job. And so the Russians have a term called Chekist. So ever since the original Cheka that was there to destroy opposition and create this, Soviet Bolshevik security service, all Russian security service intelligence people since then on till now call themselves Chekists. And there's a day, the creation of the Cheka is I think it's December 20th. I'm not exactly sure, but they celebrate this and Vladimir Putin makes sure that every December 20th he goes to the SVR, FSB offices to celebrate Chekist Day with the security services. So he grew up in this system. He worked in East Germany, working with Middle Eastern terrorist groups and funneling money and smuggling operations and things like that when he was in East Germany. And he was there when the Soviet Union fell apart. So, you can think about how does that, you think that you are part of the elite organization in the Soviet Union, the KGB, the sword and the shield. We're what keeps the leadership in power. And your country falls apart while you're in the field, working with agents and giving money, and your country falls apart. You can think psychologically, how does that work? Like, you think you are in the most important job in a superpower, one of the big superpowers of the world, and your country falls apart while you're there. He has to go back. He goes back to his hometown in Leningrad, becomes known as St. Petersburg. You can get some jobs, works with the mayor there, gets involved in doing some sort of foreign businesses that comes in. And then as the new regime, Yeltsin, take over in the 1990s, he does some work for them. As a former KGB officer, they put him in charge of the FSB, which was the domestic political security service in Russia in the 90s. And when Yeltsin starts to go out of power, he has developed enough compromising information on Yeltsin's enemies that he sort of leveraged that into Yeltsin saying, I want this guy to be the president. He runs like literally a month later and they make him the president. And he's been in power ever since 1999. And he would describe himself this way, as a Chekist. And he says, once a Chekist, always a Chekist. There's no such thing as a retired intelligence officer, which is not true. I'm a retired. But to him, this is the central organizing view, mental view of him. And as he's been in power since that period of time, he has very much brought back all those kind of things to keep those security services powerful. All of the people that are close to him are all also former KGB officers, former security service people. And one of the interesting things is as the Soviet Union fell apart, the system fell apart and it was trying to refigure itself. The KGB was the place who ran the Communist Party's money. So the money of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union was handled by the KGB and kept it in foreign bank accounts and all these other things. So the security service guys are the ones that when the system fell apart, knew where the money was and how to deal with it. So the security service, the diplomatic service fell apart, the government fell apart, the economics fell apart, but the security service did not. It maintained power. And when he came back in power, he used that group to continue to strengthen himself and stay in power. So to understand Vladimir Putin, you got to understand the mentality of a KGB officer, a security, and that's using those tools to keep your enemies off balance, to manipulate, to bully, to threaten, to use those, to smile at you while he's trying to steal from behind you, all of those kind of things. And so he's an interesting character. I also think he's a paranoid character. And I think that's something